Today we shall going to start a new chapter on the cardiovascular system, that is renin angiotensin system, or you can call it renin angiotensin aldosterone system. So what this is the brief anatomy. You know that this is the macula densa cell present in between the afferent and efferent arterioles, and there is a cell called Jg apparatus. And so what is the basic function of the renin angiotensin aldosterone system? So renin synthesized, stored and released by exocytosis into renal artery circulation by the juxtaglomerular cell. Okay, and both renin and prorenin are stored in the juxtaglomerular cell. So prorenin is the precursor molecule, and prorenin is converted into renin by enzyme proconvertase 1 or cathepsin B. And concentration of prorenin is actually about 10 times higher than the renin in circulating blood. And prorenin and renin both active on the prorenin receptor. And renin, what is the major function of renin? It converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, and then angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2 by angiotensin converting enzyme, and angiotensin 2 is the active form of the enzyme. Okay, so there are 4-5 molecules we have heard so far. Renin converted to renin. Renin helps in conversion of the angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, and then angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2, which is the active molecule. That is, conversion is done by the angiotensin converting enzyme. Okay, and so there is the factor affecting renin release. So renin angiotensin system tries to conserve salt and water in our body. So when there is chance of depletion of the salt and water, then renin system activated, and when there is excess salt and water retention, increased BP, there is decrease in the renin angiotensin activation. So factors affecting renin release is enhanced by when there is increased arterial BP, when there is it is increased during when there is hypotension, decreased arterial BP, decreased BP in the glomerular vessel, and it is when there is increased loss of sodium and water, then also renin release is enhanced, because renin tries to conserve the sodium and water, and also increased sympathetic activity also causes increased renin release. Whereas when renin release is decreased, when there is salt and water retention, when there is increased BP, and when there is activation of the AT1 receptor. So this is actually short loop negative feedback. So when renin converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, then angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2, then angiotensin 2 mainly acts on the AT1 receptor. So angiotensin 2 acting on the AT1 receptor, they block the or decrease renin release, thus control the balance. Otherwise there will be overactivation of the angiotensin system. So this is the called short loop negative feedback. That means though renin helps in increase the production of the angiotensin 2, but angiotensin 2 by acting on the AT1 receptor, they tend to decrease the renin release. And control of the renin secretion is done by 3 pathways. One is macula densa pathway, one is intrarenal beta receptor pathway, and one is sympathetic beta receptor pathway. So what is the macula densa pathway? Macula densa, what is this? That these are the specialized columnar epithelial cell present in the thick ascending limb of the nephron, and it lies between the afferent and efferent arterioles adjacent to the juxtaglomerular apparatus. And reabsorption of the sodium chloride occurs by the macula densa cell when there is increased sodium flux. That means when there is more sodium excretion, tendency of more sodium excretion, that causes inhibition of the renin release, while decrease in the sodium chloride flux causes increased renin release. That means more the sodium chloride tend to excrete, then lesser the sodium chloride reaches the macula densa, and that leads to inhibition of the renin release. While decrease in the sodium chloride flux, that means the more sodium chloride tend to reach the macula densa, then will be more renin release. So what will be the effect of the renin release? Then renin will try to conserve more sodium. So that means that by simple terms, when there is tendency of more salt and water excretion, then renin release will be increased, and when there is decreased salt and water excretion, then renin release will decrease, and ATP, adenosine, and prostaglandin modulate this pathway. So macula densa, control of the renin release, is this picture. So this is the macula densa cell, and there is a role of the cyclo